I'm about to say, I'm busy at point.
Is we live? We live.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, we public.
Alright, let's go.
Hello.
Let's get back into it. I forgot where we was at though, but
let me say this.
Yeah.
Again, financial disclaimer. This is not financial, our disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Please consult and check back with your own financial advisor and do your own research. So we are not held liable for any decisions that anybody makes.
Shit. What is going on?
You good?
It's too loud.
Cause he fucking with audios.
You got one person saying that
It's too loud.
it's
and
too
I'm-
low.
Yeah.
Then it's too loud.
That might be their
You
own
got it.
thing. That might be their own.
It was kind of. Your mic was too loud.
So I'm probably too close to it.
No, he-
Because I
No,
bet
but
that.
that just gotta be turned down.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
We good. We good.
So is we sticking with this link or? They got all that shit. I really don't care, but
Let's go. Let's keep it on.
all right, let's keep it going. Continue.
This is our disclaimer. This is not nothing we say on this live stream is financial advice. Please check with your own financial advisors / consultants and do your own research before making any investments. That's what I'd advise anyone.
Let's get it. All right, so we might have been talking about Bitcoin.
We was talking about the crypto market.
We
and
was
Bitcoin.
talking about crypto. I don't know where we left off at, but I'm gonna hop into two stocks that I don't think I mentioned, which was NVIS and Palantir. NVIS is MVIS, ticker symbol MVIS. Palantir is PLTR, ticker symbol PLTR. Ticker symbol. So Palantir is up $1.27, up 5%, 5.82%. Let me find NVIS real quick.
You know I'm bullish on Palantir, on both these stocks.
Right, I want to get specifically into both of them, but I want to hit Palantir for sure. NVIS up 66 cents. Yeah, 66 cents. 16.10 it's at right now. 4% up on a day. A little bit over 4% up on a day. So, which one you want to hit first?
Either.
Let's hit NVIS first.
Okay.
Get this out the way. Go.
So what are we talking about MVIS?
Just your sentiment on it.
Okay, so I'm very bullish on this particular stock. It's in it has three components to it. That's virtual reality, that's VR, AR, and it deals with the third one, which is the most popular, deals with the same things that's it's opposite of LiDAR, or it's a better technology. It can be said that it's a better technology than LiDAR.
Yeah.
You know, Tesla had a few crashes with the self or autonomous driving because the LiDAR failed because of the reflection of light that came down.
Can you explain for beginners?
Okay.
Because you're using a lot of the, terminology that people may not understand.
So MVIS, one of the most popular components today is it's autonomous driving,
Right.
or it's autonomous technology,
Right.
meaning it can be applied to self-driving vehicles.
Right. So now go back into where you was going at with it as far as the Tesla failures that they were having with their autonomous driving.
Got it. So Tesla use software or technology called LiDAR. All of them may have some imperfections, like technology does.
Right.
But up until recent, Tesla, you hadn't heard about accidents with Tesla's self-driving.
Right.
But for whatever reason, as of late, even as recent as a few months ago, Tesla's had some really bad accidents because the LiDAR failed, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And with the autonomous, with the MVIS and the software that they present, it's like it gives more depth for security and safety, so that it makes you aware of any dangers, so to speak, or potential dangers that's that's within the sphere around you. But it goes a lot depth. Let's say 500 feet or 200. 200 feet, I believe, further than any or most of the technology that's out there.
Right.
And they're talking about, the reason I like the MVIS is because everything they're doing to innovate and upgrade their company is in preparation for sale.
Right.
And should they get a sale, you had a question or an interjection?
Keep going.
And should they get a sale, the holders of this particular stock will exponentially increase or increase their percentages of gains.
Mm-hmm. Got you. So continuing on MVIS, I think the big catalyst for us was when we first got into it was that sale piece of it.
Right.
Where do you think the stock can go if it has a sale?
Conservatively, we're talking about right now it's trading at what? 15. What is it trading at today?
16. It was at 16.
And how much is it up on today?
67.
67 cents?
Yep, 67.
And over the past, on Friday, what was it at?
I think it was at 15, in the 15.
So it's been trending up the last few days.
Yeah, it's like in the 1540, 1550
okay.
Range.
Conservatively, most people believe, who does a lot of research on this particular stock, that it can go upwards of $60.
60.
And that's conservative.
And it's at 16 right now.
Right. So that's great gains.
Right. Tremendous gains. All right, so let's hop into PLTR, Palantir, one of our favorites, Peter Thiel's company.
Anything he's a part of, like, me and you love.
Right. I think this particular stock is, like, if I had, I ain't gonna say one, but if I had like 5 stocks to like bet on that wasn't like the major tech ones, the FANG stocks.
Yeah, the FANG stocks.
It would be this. It would be this, top 5. And I would play it if I was to do options on it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we'll explain options as we continue to go. If I was to do options on it, I would do a leap play, which is a year out, 2 years out, 3 years out. And I would accumulate, regular shares on this. I believe this play.
So you would apply two different strategies for this particular asset?
Correct, but I would do, either one is more of a long-term type of play. Okay. Most times when you do option trading, you're doing it for a month, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mm-hmm.
This is, to me, a leap play. But within that 1 year time, 2 year, 3 year time, I believe Palantir can easily have a huge run. And I go ahead.
What you base it off of?
I base it off of Peter Thiel's mindset.
Okay. That's good.
That's it.
That's good.
I do think they have, so I'm going to go into it.
Yeah.
I do think they have things that's benefiting them as far as starting out real specific in a niche. So they work with contractors, government contracts, right?
Mm-hmm.
2, they're about data. The thing about data, it's the big one, top 3 businesses right now, you could say. Mm-hmm. The thing about data, a lot of people consider it recession proof.
Mm-hmm.
Recession proof. So you got 2 of those things working for you.
Okay.
And then let's get back into Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel wants to monopolize whatever he's building.
Right.
whatever he's building. So we're looking at Palantir right now as a, I don't want to say small, but let's just use the word small. We're looking at them right now as a small data company, right?
Who's looking at them as that?
Let's just say the regular
Retail investor? Or
regular retail investor or you know, whatever the case may be, even if you're not an investor at all. I believe he can monopolize and gain such a foothold on the data businesses. It's another word, industry, data industry. Peter Thiel is a maniac when it comes to monopolizing. That's why I think he has the advantage at. That's why I'm betting on PLTR, and I think you should as well.
Yeah. So I want to add to that the Palantir asset. One of the things that they're doing is they're partnering with all the major conglomerates, and what their software does, it shows companies how to exponentially grow their company. It identifies what the problem is, almost like auditing. It identifies where they may be at hit a wall, and then it shows them how to improve their company so that they can gain exponential growth. But the software was used back in 2000 and during 9/11.
Yeah.
Or after that war, I should say. And they used that software to be able to track and locate bin Laden.
Mm-hmm.
So the software is great, but like MVIS, that also has 3 components. Palantir.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited about this particular stock. But do your own research and check with a financial advisor.
Right. Again, this is not financial advice. I want to hop back into these EV charging stations. They just killing it, man. Like, they just killing it.
What's happening?
Blank up $2.33. Charge point up $1.80
On the day.
On a day, $1.86. Plug power up $2.79. So all of them are up more than 6%. That is what, 23? Yeah, a little bit over, let's say 24, 25%
combined in the EV charging station market.
Right. So, I love them. I love them.
You've been talking about them for a couple weeks now.
I haven't pulled the trigger yet, so hopefully it dip.
Buy the dip.
Right, buy the dip. Let's get back into Bitcoin real quick.
Okay.
We see the Bitcoin's running up today, or all weekend. What's up?
Senator Portman said only exchanges will be seen as brokers. Miners, operators, and developers will be excluded from this definition.
Okay, so what you're referring to is the amendment in the infrastructure bill as it relates to cryptocurrency and digital assets.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So read that again.
Senator Portman said only exchanges will be seen as brokers. Miners, operators, and developers are being excluded from this definition.
So what's your takes on that?
That's important because the fight with regulation in the crypto space is really over centralization and decentralization. You know, so on these exchanges, you know, versus you going to it's a tech fight as well, you know,
right.
because the technology, you know, if I come up with my own intellectual property and I'm able to capitalize on it, at some point, or my intentions, which they should be, is to consume some of the market share, right? And we have dinosaurs who's controlled the market since the market has been in existence.
Right.
But now you have tech companies coming along, you know, like these exchanges, Coinbase, Binance, Uphold, Crypto.com, etc.
Right.
You know, they're coming along with their own company, you know, apps and things like that, where retail investors, along with institutional investors alike, are able to get their assets off these exchanges, you know, buy and sell these assets, trade them on these exchanges apart from the traditional financial market.
Right.
So that's what this fight about regulation, you know, is.
Go ahead.
Do you think cryptocurrency is too volatile?
To say that, for me to say that would be, I can ask the same thing about any stock. We just talked about AMC. You know, we can talk about GME. You know, we can talk about Tesla. You know, it was last year it shot up. You know, over the last 4 or 5 months, even 6, after the split. It's been volatile.
Right.
You know, it's just shooting on its way back up.
Right.
You said it was up how much today?
I think it was up $16. I'll check right now though, just to get the accurate. Tesla is up 16.20.
16.20
Yep.
on the day. So to say that, to single out cryptocurrency and to ask, or to say that that's volatile, I would counter that question and ask, do you think the traditional markets are volatile? And then I would further that question by asking, can you make money? Is money being made in a volatile market? When the market is up, people are making money, and when the market goes on a decline,
Right.
people are making money alike.
Right. Did you have something else to add, Antonio?
Do you think that the United States or any other country will hop on the bandwagon of cryptocurrency?
I believe so. I believe that I've referenced earlier, I believe that it's a solution. They see it as a solution for what has transpired over the last year and a half almost, you know, with this pandemic. So I believe that's why globally, crypto is doing fine. We're waiting for regulations domestically. You know, everybody is almost waiting on us, United States, you know, to get the laws, the tax laws and the regulations on the guardrails, so to speak, you know.
And that's where I was about to go. Do you think that the crypto regulation is needed, and who does it benefit?
I don't think that regulation should stifle innovation. So regulation may be needed, but I don't think that it should be to the point where it stifles, like it currently is, the innovation.
Yeah.
Because at that point, potentially you're stopping the solution to the problems, to a problem that exists. And you had a second part to that question.
No, I was just asking, who does it favor? The regulation.
I think it's a two-sided coin. I think that the regulators and institutional market makers benefits greatly. But at the same time, I think that your regular retail investor and institutional investor is able to take advantage of the opportunities that's there in the market as well.
Got you. So one more question about crypto.
Okay.
As far as the government versus crypto, let's just say that, right? Or institutions versus crypto. What do you think about the China crackdown on crypto?
When you say what do I think about it, I really think that they're doing the same thing that's happening globally. You can say the United States is cracking down on crypto right now. The article that Antonio just read dealt with the senators separated one group, which is the exchanges, from the rest of the groups that he named, which was the miners, and it was one more group that Antonio named. I can't think of it right off top, but I think the same thing that's happening in China is happening in the United States, and not only just the United States or not only China. I think it's happening globally. Everybody's cracking down in order to bring about the regulations so that a solution can be brought about to our overall global economy.
Do you think that the narrative around China's crackdown is let's just use the word overhyped? Or let me say this, overhyped, or do you think that it's favored to paint China as the one that's cracking down on it versus US or Europe?
No. I do think that narratives exist throughout. I think that, see, the media can be tricky and narratives can be tricky. So I study a lot of this stuff. So I'm listening to several different outlets, which is why I say no. I think that it's equally across the board, but depending on which news or media outlet that you're listening to or subjecting yourself to, that's the narrative that you're limited to.
Yeah.
You know.
So just to go over some things real quick, the Dow is down 0.18%. The S&P 500 is down 0.08%. The NASDAQ is up 0.14%. Let's go into Bitcoin just one more time.
What was those? You said the Dow is what? Down or up?
Down.
Okay.
You want me to go into the percentage again? Or
yeah, go over the percentage one more time. I missed it. I'm sorry.
0.18%.
Okay.
The S&P 500 down 0.07%.
Okay.
And the NASDAQ is up 0.13%.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go over Bitcoin one more time. Bitcoin is up basically 5%.
At what price?
It's at 45,912 right now.
Okay, about 46,000.
Yeah. Let's go to Cardano. Cardano is up 2.35%. And Ethereum, I almost said Ethereum again. Ethereum. Let me see. Ethereum. For some reason I can't find it. But it had a major, if you can find that for me, Antonio. Ethereum. Maybe I'm typing in the wrong. Here you go, right here. Ethereum.
ETH is the ticker symbol.
I got it. Ethereum is up almost 5%. So it's in the 3,000s, 3,156. So where I'm going at with this is, if you was a non-investor, but you're looking to get into investing,
okay,
what would you advise a young investor to get into?
First, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Crypto / blockchain or the stock market?
First, I wouldn't advise. I'm not a financial advisor, so I wouldn't offer any advice to any young investors. You know, is laws against that, so you know I could be locked up because I'm not licensed, right? However, I can and would share my experience, my personal experience. You can make money in both markets. I'm making money in both markets, right? I think for me, just from my perspective, right, based off the research that I've done, I think that it's more upside in crypto versus the traditional markets, only because we're early in this space, very early in this space, right? Think of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was launched in 2009, right, and it was pennies and nobody heard of it. There was a lot of noise around it, a lot of speculation. Nobody envisioned Bitcoin reaching at its height $60,000+, right? Nobody ever envisioned that. This new asset, this new technology, amassing that type of, increase. You know, and a lot of people became wealthy off of it. You have new currencies that's been birthed and being developed. You know, NFTs, and we can go down the list. There's over 4,000 cryptocurrencies in the digital asset space. Right. Some of them are at pennies. Some of them are less than a penny. Right. Then you have ones that are dollar over $1. In the tens of dollars and the hundreds, and so on, all the way up through to Bitcoin, being at, as you said, close to 46,000 currently. Where I believe our financial markets are going at, a lot of what's happening in the digital asset space, because of what those use cases are, how they solve real life issues, the value of those will automatically demand that the price increase, as these regulations are brought about. So for me, I favor the crypto market. However, I look for opportunity in both markets, and I approach it as such.
Got you. So before we get out of here, we're gonna be going live at 4:00 today.
The closing market. We got earnings.
AMC is doing an earnings call, so we'll come back 4. It's at 4, right, Antonio?
Yeah.
All right, 4. Let's see. Let's do GME first. GME is at $1.59.
No, it's not.
I mean, not $1.59. My bad. $159. Almost.
Okay.
Almost 100.
Big difference.
Yeah, that's a huge difference. It's up. Go ahead, Antonio.
No, just to chime in. If GameStop was at 159, you think the shorts will cover?
No. Yeah, 159. Almost 160. AMC is at 33.25, and they are up 55 cents. So we'll be going back live to cover this AMC earnings call. It's going to be interesting. There's a lot of AMC turbulence. Okay. Let's just say turbulence. Go ahead, Antonio.
What's your expectations for the earning call?
Good question.
I think they'll have a pretty good earning. With the theaters being back open and some of the things that they've done within this last quarter, the capital they was able to raise, some of the marketing that they've done, I believe that they should have had a profitable quarter. But what's your take on it?
I'm not really looking at a profitable quarter. That really doesn't affect me as an AMC shareholder. What affects me is the news that'll come out from it. If you get what I'm saying. Wasn't we supposed to have a stock count? That never happened.
Well, technically, it didn't happen.
Right.
No,
It happened, but it didn't come out. I guess for legal reasons, because I mean, you can't just come out and say there's synthetic shares without having pure concrete evidence. So I think that's what pushed back the share call, so to say.
Well, the share call did happen. Just for clarity, it happened in June. Was it early July or June?
July 29th.
No, early July. Yeah, July the 11th. I forget what date it was, but the share call did happen. That's how they found out that it was we owned, or the apes owned 80% or 80+% of the shares.
Yeah, that did come out more than 80%, because back in June it was just 80%.
Right.
But
So it just for clarity, that way we gotta watch. What,
yeah, you're right. It happened, but it wasn't public knowledge for us to know what the actual count was because of all the hoopla behind it.
Right, but let's just get back to your question. Either way, the stock earnings, I don't feel like plays a major part in it, in this tug of war that's going on, and we'll dive more into it. It's 1 o'clock. We're about to get out of here, but we'll talk about this topic at 4. It's about the news that comes out around it to me with AMC, and then again, it's a tug of war. So if some news can come out that can catapult more momentum, then we'll start seeing something. But if the volume stays pretty low for AMC purposes, pretty low, and there isn't enough momentum, then I can see it just not really being, an average,
a huge impact,
right?
to
Average
the stock.
AMC day.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're about to get out of here. We'll be back in pretty much 3 hours, and we'll cover this AMC stock earnings and then closing out the day. Good.
Yep.
Great. Welcome to the New Age.